guys? So bear with me. Kind of going back through a bunch of old videos, found a bunch of videos that never got posted. After Pat left, there was a lot of videos on the hard drives I just didn't really go through. So some of these videos are going to be a little bit older, a little bit choppy, but stay with us, and kind of from here on moving out, things will kind of start to make sense. Just need to get caught back up. So stay tuned, be patient with us. Thanks for watching. Start off showing you guys the difference between a booster frame, which is an 03 Plus, which is what I'm building here, and the older pre-bug frame, which is still technically a booster, but it's the what we got here in the United States. So right off the bat, show you guys a few differences, and then we'll get into kind of the build process on the bike. So we'll start with the front. First off, the main difference is, and this is going to be a learning curve for me as well because I've never dealt with this bike, but your ignition mount here is different. And again, the freshly powder coated frame is the booster frame. The ignition mount's different. I believe the stem is going to be the same length, but how these panels mount up here, okay, this guy is a 97, but how the panels mount up here, completely different than how the panels mount on this guy. So right off the bat, major differences here. Down below, very similar, but different as well. This is a little bent tab in here. This is just flat. Right off the bat, you've got, looks like these mounting points are the same. These are different. You don't have a hook here. You have a hook here. Your horn's up here. Looks like you've got a, that should be the same or very similar. But anyhow, looks like down below, the floorboard area is very similar. Again, side by side here. But it's, let's see, the floorboard is pretty similar as far as if one floorboard would fit the other. I know that they do not because how it mounts up here and here is going to be different. The main thing is, check this out. See this area here? There's nothing here because it's where your battery sits on this bike. The booster battery is down below. This bike would make a way better swap for horizontal, actually looking at it now, because your cylinder can kind of tuck up in here. Whereas you do a horizontal swap on the pre-bug, your cylinder, you don't have a whole lot of room. So big difference here. These are where your pegs are going to go because you've got your pegs flip out from the floorboard, which is really nice. Those go there. And then moving up. So obviously you guys see the differences here. They use different motor mounts. The pegs are going to mount here versus on the pre-bug, they mount kind of down here and they mount back here. So pegs are going to be different. And then the biggest difference here is your gas tank. Gas tank is up here. It's a plastic gas tank, looks quite a bit larger than the regular pre-bug, and the frame here is just completely different. Where your seat mounts and where your gas tank mounts is a totally different style. Oh, hey, John.
Hey, what's up?
Different style frame as well. All your mounting points are different. On the pre-bug, you've got your battery up here in the top, and then the booster is going to be down there. Back into the frame is completely different as well. These are your mounts here for your fairings and where your seat's going to sit, I believe. Again, bear with me because we're going to move through this and kind of learn as we go. But this frame is completely wider, has different mounts on it. Tank, yeah, it uses a different style petcock too. This is like a Piaggio style petcock, but yeah, shock mount's going to be very similar. The back section is completely different on this bike as well compared to the pre-bug. This is where your tail light goes on the pre-bug. So they do share a lot of similarities, but overall, I'd say they're 90% different than each other. Looks like the VIN's up here on this one. I'm not sure where the VIN is on this one. Looks like it is here, but it's coded, so it's really hard to see. But there you guys have it. We're gonna walk through this build from top to bottom. This is gonna be a personal pre-bug or personal booster build. I've got the motor here we're ripping apart to use. Also, your booster uses a completely different style headlight as well, which is, I'm getting a new one because that one's pretty beat up. But yeah, stay with us, hang with us on this build. But at least you get some idea of the difference between the two. We'll do some side-by-side comparisons with the fairings and stuff as we go along with this build. A ring of fire, these crazy f***ers. Oh, he didn't do it! Oh! Oh no! Oh my god, dude! Did you see that?
The bike smacked him in the head.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna go home.
That's not good, man.
Hey, that's not OSHA certified.
Nobody wants to do it now. Show you guys a few things here. I'm gonna start on the booster build.
Double B.
The double B.
Triple B, Brandon's booster build.
Big dick boy. This frame was purchased and was shipped from France. How to get cut here and cut here in 3 pieces and re-welded back together. Very, very, very difficult to find, and also very difficult to find somebody to ship it. What we're gonna do here is we are starting with, we've got a stem that I had machined because I've been waiting to run these forever. And these are my Paoli adjustable dampening rebound race forks. So these are gonna go on this bike, which works out really good because it ends up being the same length as the EBR forks, which are kind of like a direct replacement for Zuma. There's 2 different length EBR forks, but as you can see, they're pretty much the exact same length. So it'll sit about the same height as Paul's bike, plus I'll have a little bit of height adjustment if I want to raise them up inside that tree. I'm gonna get the EBR, I'm sorry, it's gonna get the Paoli forks, so I'm gonna work on getting bearings in this, getting the stem in here, getting that all together, and then we are going to run the white booster wheels, which we decided last night. Gonna run these puppies here. So those are the wheels we're gonna run for now. Maybe something later in the future, but that's what we're gonna start with. And then the fairings, they are San Marino blue from I think 2019 BMW M3. So you can kind of see the contrast. Check that out. It's like almost like a purplish.
Close. Let's get some light.
It needs to be clean. They're dusty.
I know. I'm not gonna touch. Oh.
No,
damn.
it's OEM paint. It was like a
that sparkle though.
Yeah.
Does sound like BMW.
So these have been sitting upstairs for like a year and a half, waiting on me to actually do the work. And this is a OEM booster style headlight, and everybody's gonna ask, no, this does not fit pre-bug. It's completely different. Fairings are different. We're just like beating a dead horse with this topic. They do not fit. They do not fit our style pre-bugs. They only fit boosters. So I'm rocking these.
Enough Bondo.
That's true. Get the stem in, and then I'm gonna probably mount the engine. There's a few little random pieces I'm missing. However, I'm missing. There's a rubber bushing or something right in here to keep this motor mount from rocking back and forth. The stock pre-bug actually has little springs and these little pockets here to help dampen it so it can rock back and forth. I don't have that piece and I have to find it. 26.9. So not a huge difference, but that's gonna be make it or break it down here. So let me heat this up, try to drop that puppy on. Nope. Yeah, we got them. They're in the Yamanashi shelf. They are.
Yamanashi?
I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna show you. Oh. I didn't have to. I didn't even. I think you saw my eyes look down, and then he goes, "Oh," and he just grabs it. Okay, so this is always a pain with these bikes, getting the races and stuff to work right. So I think what I'm gonna do on this one is I'm going to clearance. Oh man. Well, Brandon.
I stole all your fuses.
I don't think he'll notice if I steal his fuses. I'm gonna take one at a time.
Oh my gosh.
Until they're all gone.
One at a time.
Yeah,
Puts it in
yeah,
his
yeah.
pocket, goes home. His imaginary wife. Where are you getting these fuses from?
Guess what, Marianne? I really showed Brandon I've been stealing one fuse at a time. He's not even gonna notice. These dang Portlanders not paying attention to their fuse inventory. Well, all right. This thing on or off? On? Well, that could be tapered though.
No, there's no way it's tapered.
No. What? The 10mm one's bigger. I think I can get bearings. I think.
Quick springs right here.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, that's good. We got some S23 stuff.
Just measure this outer diameter, and then you need an inner diameter. So you just need an outer and then a 12 in.
Yeah, so this was bigger than that, right? Or that's bigger.
This is bigger than that. So that's not gonna work.
Well, that's not the right. This isn't. Oh, no. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, this bearing will technically drop in here and I can have a shim machine to fit it in there, take up the extra slack. You decide for me, Pat.
Nope.
Yes.
Exactly. I will give you a call as soon as we get the parts in. When we get the parts in, as long as I'm not at that moment tied up in a scooter, your scooter will be first on the list because of the warranty. All right, and we'll. Yes. Exactly, and then yeah, like I said, we'll give you a ring, and then we'll get the ball rolling from there. Thank you. You as well. Merry Christmas.
Christ.
He's like, what are you guys doing in here? He's like, I didn't think you guys were working today. He's like, you guys getting out early at least, right?
That guy seems really cool.
Yeah, oh, he's super nice. So, valve adjustment, carb cleaning.
Cool.
He doesn't want to do that upgrade. He's like, he's never replaced a belt or done a valve adjustment, but he's changed the oil a lot.
Okay.
So something Brandon and Paul ran into is this guy right here. That's for a 10 millimeter. And you're like, okay, well my pre-bug's 10 millimeter. What? This isn't a pre-bug. This also doesn't have stock forks. So this is 12. And you're like, oh, we'll just put 12 millimeter. Nope, doesn't work. So this acts as a spacer, so this will center the wheel. And then this tightens up and you just make a spacer for this side. Pretty cool. Adjustable dampening. Stage 6 white cluster to go with the white wheels. Tall bar clamp. Alright. So I got the motor in. We put this NCY shock on. I don't know if we're going to use it. It's just kind of to see how it sits height wise. Might be a little too high. Got the wheel on. Paul got the tires mounted and put the stage 6 valve stems. I'm going to ask about these pegs if they have them. Put the petcock in, got the tank on, and the tank is funny, it doesn't actually bolt in. So I got it secure. Got all the bolts in, the tray, handlebars on, NCY bar clamp. We have in stock, NCY throttle. It's coming along. Now we need bearings for the front wheel. And yeah, so they're figuring out what exhaust to run on it. So they're doing that right now. And then there you have the carb that they want to run. It's Christmas Eve. I'm getting out of here. I think the boys are too. So we will see you shortly. So we will see you on the next video.
Oh man. Oh, you dick.